Have you ever asked yourself the question, why does this healing process hurt so damn much sometimes? Why does this process of unbecoming create so much pain and suffering? Why is the ascension process so hard? And just before this video I was playing some music and I was praying and I was connecting and I was doing what my brother calls worship. My brother's in a Christian recovery center right now. He's not Christian by religion, but the recovery center that he's in is Christian. And they play music and they pray while they play music, and they call that worship. And so I was doing something similar with my calabash drum, my rattles, my guitar. I was kind of praying to God and channeling information, channeling energy, channeling wisdom. Again, as I said in my last videos, and I say in most of my videos, don't believe anything that I say. Don't blindly trust me. Don't take what I say as truth or law or fact. Just consider me like a figment of your imagination. I'm a reflection of your consciousness. I'm a character in your video game, so to speak. And I've just got this truth that I'm trying to convince you of, because I'm doing it for selfish reasons. I'm doing it because it's my passion. It's something I really love. But I don't think that you should blindly trust me. I think you should question everything I say. I think that you should question me, question your leaders, question your government, question your education system, question your medical system, and most importantly, question yourself, because I believe that the truth is inside of you. But I digress. I was praying and I was playing and I was channeling music and channeling energy, and I prayed and I asked God, what wants to speak through me right now, because I had this impulse to record a video. And I asked, well, what needs to come through? And the answer I got was, why is the ascension process so painful? And my understanding of why this elevation process, this awakening, this enlightening is so painful is because most of us, or all of us really, but I can't say that because I can only speak from my own perspective, many of us have created this false identity, this false character at birth. I call him Ricky Goodall, and you call yours whatever your name is. We started creating this false identity, this false character at birth, so that we could fit in with the people around us. So we could fit in with our parents, our grandparents, our siblings, our teachers, our classmates, and all of the influential people around us. We started creating this false identity at birth. And along with that character, we also added beliefs and perspectives and opinions and rigid structures, mental structures about the universe and about the world around us and about how things are supposed to be so we can be safe, and all sorts of stories and narratives. And so we've lived this character, we've lived this identity since birth, and we've continued to reinforce this identity. We've made life-altering decisions based on what we thought would help that identity, that character, fully thrive. And up to 75% of our core beliefs were formed in those first 12 years of our lives. You may have heard me say that before. And between 40 and 95% of our decisions every day are based on those beliefs that we formed in our childhood. So we are literally characters, or at least that's how we show up. But is that really who we are? And I believe that we are not. I don't believe that I'm Ricky Goodall. That's just the identity, the character I created. Who I really am, I believe, is a child of God, a child of the Creator. I might even say I am God, Creator of conscious universe, manifested as a higher self or a child of God, pretending to be Ricky Goodall. So when I say that, sometimes people give me a hard time when I say I am God manifested as a higher self. Now what that means is, I'm not saying that I am God. That would be prideful. That would be boastful. That would be ignorant. God is beyond, in my understanding, my opinion, God is beyond comprehension, beyond imagination. We can't possibly conceive the vastness, the infinite complexity that is God, Creator, the consciousness behind the universe, the intelligence behind the universe, whatever you want to call it, whatever term, the Spirit of God, whatever resonates with you, Spirit, Creator, whatever. That archetype, that idea, that vastness is beyond comprehension. So we can only try our best to try to imagine it. So I'm not saying that I am God What I'm saying is I believe that I am a fractal of God. So I'm a reflection, I'm a shadow of God, manifested as this higher self, this superhuman being, this authentic self, but then sort of filtered through the psychology, the prism that is Ricky Goodall. Not prison, but prism, like a crystal. And so Ricky Goodall's beliefs and thoughts and language patterns and fears and traumas are all like lenses that my light shines through. And then the light shines through the lenses, and this world, my reality, is the projector screen. It's the screen that my light through the filters is shining upon. And so the world I see around me is the light shining through my filters about reality. And so the ascension process is so painful because we're literally going down into the operating system. We're going deep into the subconscious mind, way into the DNA, way into the nervous system, and we're changing how the system is designed from the inside out. So what that means is we're realigning and changing the alignment of our misaligned patterns and behavior, our inauthentic behavior patterns. Because the inauthentic behavior patterns are what's causing us suffering. If you're trying to turn right, but the wheels in your car are going left, that's going to create a lot of tension. And that tension is going to cause the car to either go off the road or something to malfunction in the mechanics. We can't go in two directions at once because we start to create tension and dissonance and pain, and all sorts of problems start to occur. And so the ascension process is the unbecoming of the false self, not to become the true self, but to allow the true self. Because the true self is. The true self is our being. We are the true self at all times. It's just that the true self shines through the filters, which is the character. And so what we are doing in the ascension process essentially is we're unplugging the lenses, unplugging the programs, realigning the nervous system, the neurology of the brain and the body. We're realigning hard ingrained patterns and pathways in the brain and the nervous system, habitual thought patterns, habitual behavior patterns, habitual language patterns, habitual stories about our life, our victim stories, our poor me stories, our chronic pain, the reasons why we can't do things, the things we think are holding us back, our inabilities, our lack of talent, our lack of beauty, our lack of worthiness, whatever it might be. All of those stories are taking us away from our authentic self, which is abundance, bliss, worthiness, happiness, feeling accepted, feeling loved, feeling like we belong everywhere we go. That's our true authenticity. That's our true authentic self. But the programs and the belief systems, they go in the opposite direction. So the ascension process is so painful because it's almost like trying to realign your bones, I imagine. So imagine if our bones always bent this, our joints always bent this way and this way, but with the ascension process, we literally have to change how the joints bend. We have to change how our actions and our decisions manifest in the world. And we're going against the grain of our paradigm, of our pre-programmed default self and default life. And that's a painful process because we have to face fears and discomfort that was very important to us at certain points in our life. For example, your unwillingness to take a chance in your dreams was probably valuable for a lot of your life because it kept you safe from rejection, from ridicule, from failure, from putting yourself out there and being disappointed or discouraged that you don't get the exact results that you expect. So the pattern of dimming our shine, of holding ourselves back is valuable because it kept us safe. Maybe while we're in the cocoon or in the incubation period. But a certain point comes where it's time for us to hatch out of the egg and break free from the cocoon and take flight. And if we don't do that, if we stay stuck in the inauthentic life, the default self, the false character, the false identity, the ego, if we stay in that paradigm, well, the external reality is raising and consciousness is raising, then it's like trying to turn the heat up on a hot air balloon with really heavy sandbags keeping it attached to the ground. Eventually what's going to happen is either the balloon's going to light on fire, something's going to get broken on the carriage of the balloon, or the ropes are going to break. Some kind of resistance and tension is eventually going to manifest into destruction. And so we have to be willing to go with that experience. We have to be willing to be going with the flow of this transformation that we're going through. Otherwise, we're going to experience endless resistance, endless tension, endless suffering, which is only going to result in more and more and more suffering until we finally bow down. Okay, fine, I surrender to your will, I'll do what you want me to do, please just have mercy on me. Have mercy, please just have mercy. Have mercy, that's all we want. So the ascension process, at least that's all I want. The ascension process is painful because we are realigning everything. This is not reality. This is an illusion. At least that's my understanding. Elon Musk said it, Neil deGrasse Tyson said it, Isaac Newton, Leonardo da Vinci were also alchemists, and Carl Jung, they practiced the same type of stuff that I study and practice. And what it tells me, and my interpretation, is that reality is like a hologram. It's not real. Consciousness is evolving infinitely, perpetually, and we're living in a time right now where consciousness seems to be evolving at a rapid rate. And so that means that we either have to go with the flow of that evolution or become obsolete, become extinct, basically. And that's just how it works, unfortunately. So, and fortunately, because evolution is exponential, and that means that we get to experience an expression of ourselves, a manifestation of ourselves that in the past we can only imagine even a fraction of our potential. And even that is, again, just a fraction of our potential, because everything we once imagined that we could be is already possible in this moment. Everything you ever imagined you could be is possible in this moment. So therefore, your future is only limited by your ability to imagine. So why don't we imagine something bigger, I think? Why don't we imagine ascension being the path to heaven on earth, the path to enlightenment for everyone, the path to peace and prosperity and oneness. And so ascension is painful because it's a transformation to your true, authentic, eternal, immortal self. And so the mortal self must die so the immortal self can live forever. And so the process is painful. But on the other side of that suffering and sacrifice is life everlasting. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you found some value in this video, and I'll see you all soon.